How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Batter's Box,
Episode 3,
of Season 2.
2025. Let's get it.
Man, what a start to the season so far it's been.
Fun full week. We're back for this was the first full week of MLB, which was really nice.
Yeah, I missed being able to watch baseball.
Yeah, I agree. I gave in actually and got the MLB TV subscription.
Oh, nice.
This morning.
Like the full or just Cubs?
Full thing. So yeah, because I was originally on a marquee plan with my brother, but that's only good in Illinois, and since we're in Ohio, I couldn't use it. So
Sure.
I
Yeah.
had to pivot.
I feel like a lot of like streaming services are trying to track down on that, which is just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, just like, God forbid you have a family plan and live in a different state than your family.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
like we're still blood related, but no, we're not like living with each other. So why can't I just share the password as a family? It's a family account.
You would think that would be like okay to do, but you know,
No.
every company has a different take. I know Amazon Prime loves that. Netflix not so much. But yeah. We got ball to talk.
We got ball to talk, but first we have immaculate grid to talk.
We have grid to talk.
Grid
to fill.
Grid will talk for us.
True.
Okay,
What do we
I
got?
just want to see. Okay, so he had to have played catcher. So we have Red Sox,
Big.
Tigers, and Nationals. You know, down.
Down. Yep. On
And
the left
then-
side.
Up top, we got Texas, played catcher in 6 WAR season. So originally I was thinking for Red Sox played catcher Kenley, but he had to have played catcher for the Red Sox.
Yes. Yeah.
Sandy Leone
I like that.
is a guy for catcher.
Go deep in your bag.
Mike
here.
Carp.
This one's easy for you.
Mike Carp. Do you know him at all?
I think when did he play?
He played. He was on the 2013 team.
Okay, I've heard the name. I don't know much about him though.
I think we go Mike Carp here.
Okay, I like that.
What? Okay, that's not true.
Uh-oh.
It says it's. Yeah, Mike Carp was the catcher.
I did not give it to you.
No, unless he didn't play catcher. Oh, did he play first base? He played first base.
Seems as though he played first base.
Oh no,
That's tough. That's a tough look for the Red Sox fan.
Ryan Hannigan. There we go. I'm about to redeem myself here. Yeah, 0.5.
Okay, bang.
Wow, that is sad. Okay, well now we can't get perfect, but Texas, Boston, Kevin Millar, just out of the gate here. Jared Saltalamacchia,
Again. Grid legend.
back-to-back Jared Saltalamachias. We also have let's go. Do you want to go Salty or do you want to go?
I think Salty's a good pull.
Or Millar. Well, more people know Salty or Millar.
Probably Salty. More people, I think, would say Salty.
Okay, so let's go
But
Millar.
it'd be fun to use them twice. But we should be different.
No way. Dude, he played for Texas. Kevin Millar played for Texas. What is this?
Bro, we're struggling. Damn, struggling.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. There's no way that he didn't play for Texas.
Oof. Bad news, man. Bad
He
news.
didn't play for Texas.
Well,
I think he might have played. I don't know. So that was a tough stretch.
tough start.
Tough stretch. Red Sox 6-4 season. Jarren Duran.
The GOAT. Go Poppy. Go Eucalyptus. Go
You think Uke had a 6-WAR season?
I think so. He was pretty good for a few years. 6-WAR is like, it's like a lot, but like sneaky, like solid season will get you there.
Okay, yeah, let's go Kevin Youkilis. Hey, we got one right.
Bang. He had
Oh, man.
2 6-WAR seasons, in case you were wondering.
Okay, a couple of them Johns.
A couple of them Johns.
We have Tigers, Texas Rangers, Prince Fielder.
I have a Tigers catcher.
Whoa, okay.
If you want to run that.
Sure.
Jake Rogers, I believe his name is.
Sure.
I don't know if he still plays.
Victor Martinez, too.
Jake Rogers still plays for them. I don't know if he's their starting catcher or not. Do you know?
I don't know.
All I know is I went to a Tigers game last year, and he was like catching the bullpen, and I was sitting like first row in like the bullpen.
I also have a
he's chill.
Victor Martinez poll.
Victor Martinez.
I just don't know if he was playing catcher while he was on the Tigers. That's always.
I think we probably should go safe.
Okay. Yeah.
We need to fill some spaces after some tough ones.
Jake
Rogers. I think there's no D. I don't know though.
All right, 7%, which is kind of crazy because he's a current Tigers catcher and only 7%.
Yeah, most people probably went with Pudge.
We can also go for Pudge for Texas, Detroit.
We could. I'd be okay with that.
But we also have Prince Fielder.
I think Prince Fielder. Does Prince Fielder play for the Tigers? Did he get to the Tigers?
Yeah, he started with the Tigers. Or no, he started with the Brewers, and then he went to the Tigers, and then Tigers to Rangers.
Gotcha.
%.
Okay.
All right, Red Sox, Rangers. I'm gonna go with Saltalamacchia.
Bang.
Yeah, 7%.
Nice.
Damn, bro. Okay, Tigers 6-4 season.
I mean, they got a lot of
Scherzer. Oh, we could have also gone Rick Porcello. No, we couldn't have because it's not Red Sox, Texas, or Red Sox, Tigers.
Tigers got a lot of good old guys.
Yeah.
Ty Cobb, Miggy. Miggy's gonna be like.
I love how you go from like old Ty Cobb and then still old Miguel Cabrera. I'm not gonna go with Miggy because I think too many people.
Yeah, I think he's probably the most answered.
Alan Trammell.
Yeah.
For sure, he definitely had a 6-4 season.
I would assume so.
I would be correct.
What was that percentage?
5.
5? Solid. I'll take 5.
Okay, Washington, Texas. Joey Gallo.
Joseph Gallo.
Well, we'll talk about him soon here.
This guy.
There it is, 243 rarity score.
So we got a little bit there in the first half.
Do you still have 2 spots left on your immaculate? Like you still have 2 guesses?
Yeah, I can pull it up. Actually, I'll just pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
I haven't done it.
Yeah, because I do want to finish this out. But since I got 2 wrong, they're not going to let me.
Yeah. What are we missing?
Played catcher for the Nationals.
Okay.
Which... Oh, man. I wonder if Roberto Perez... I don't think so, though. There's a guy that I'm thinking of. I mean, Kurt Suzuki.
Kurt Suzuki. That could be... Do you want to run with that?
Let's do it. Because he was definitely on that, yeah.
12%.
Okay, not bad.
And then...
Nationals 6-WAR season.
Oh, yeah.
Rendon, obviously.
Yeah.
Vladdy probably had one. with the Expos.
Yes.
Zimmerman. I don't know if Zimmerman ever got to 6, though.
I feel like he did.
I mean, he had some good years.
Strasburg.
Who they are still paying, by the way.
The money is flowing these days, which we'll also talk about later.
They're going to be paying him for a long time.
Long time ago. I can still remember.
Okay,
Do you want to go Zimmerman?
yeah, let's go Zim.
Okay. Zim 6%.
Okay, hey,
Solid.
so
We take that.
I don't know what I was thinking. I thought Millard played for the Rangers. I think what it was is he got released by the Rangers in spring training, but I don't think he ever played a game for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. That'll get you sometimes. So
I think it was like last year, and he got released.
yeah, that's fair.
And then who was the other guy that I? Oh yeah, Mike Carp. Yeah, that was brutal. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
We move forward.
that we do.
And that was 11 minutes. So we're getting quicker every time, which is good.
Yeah, we want to keep the content moving, so we're good.
So we have something next on the list, but we were going to talk about Joey Gallo.
Oh yeah, we
I
should
feel
talk
like this
about
is
Gallo
a pretty
while
good
we're here.
transition.
So Joey Gallo, for those who have not heard, is he's trying to make a resurgence in the MLB, but not as a hitter. He wants to switch to a pitcher.
You know, Brett Phillips tried this. It didn't work out for him so well.
Yeah, he was good. He was funny to watch, but not exactly great at what he did pitching wise.
It was kind of like,
Because it's kind of hard to do both, as we can tell, because there's like 2-1 Babe Ruth, Shohei Ohtani. How many other hitters and pitchers do we have?
there's a few, but not
Not at a high level.
no.
Not at a high level. It's hard to do. So I'm interested to see how this goes. He has a good arm. He throws hard. But there's more to pitching than throwing.
I heard a story that in high school he threw a no-hitter and then took Greg Maddox's daughter to prom.
That's actually crazy.
That's it. That same night.
Wow, what a day for him.
Yeah, I know.
That cemented his spot in the major leagues.
Yeah, so in high school his fastball clocked in at the mid-90s.
Yeah.
I want to see his high school stats.
I don't know. That's it's something.
Oh,
for
here
sure.
we go.
High school stats are loading.
All right, so varsity. So this is his senior year. We'll just go senior year.
Let's see it.
What in the world? This is Joseph, right?
Joseph Gallo, I would presume.
There he is. Yeah, Bishop Gorman, Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, I think these are his hitting numbers. Okay, here we go.
Probably.
Pitching, it'll tell us here in a sec. Okay, so his senior year, he had a 1.54 in 5 appearances. As a junior, he had a 1.12 in 8 appearances.
That is good, but at the same time, if you're throwing mid-90s in high school, no one's going to hit you, so...
Yeah.
I'm not all that.
Yeah, I mean, he only threw 58 innings, so I'm kind of confused how he threw a no-hitter. I don't. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. Okay, well, let's move on.
Fun stuff.
To Jurickson Profar.
He's out. 80 games.
80 games.
Fernando Tatis treatment.
Yep, ringworm. Man,
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. So,
I hate when you get ringworm and have to take steroids.
yeah, Profar now on the Braves, well, sort of. In name. From the Padres last year, had a nice season, but this season got popped early on. 80 games for those performance-enhancing drugs.
That might take off a little bit of wins from the Braves there, but...
Yeah, I think we both had the under, though, so I don't care.
So that's good. If you took the over, I don't really know what to tell you. Wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. So that's just it's tough for him, you know. You don't like to see that. I don't know who said it, but there was a analyst or player somewhere that was just kind of, why are we still doing this? Like, we know the rules, we know what we're doing. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, to like purposefully take it is just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere, and at the same time, like, it only makes you so much better. Like,
especially when you're Jurickson Profar.
In the game of baseball, like...
What was it? It was like D. Gordon got suspended for PEDs, and he hit like 3 homers that year or something.
Yeah.
It was like...
It's still hard to hit baseballs.
Why are you even testing him when he had 3 homers? So, hold on, something's not right.
He was just trying to steal bags.
Yeah. Shout out D. Gordon.
Why?
Yeah, that dude was awesome. Now he's D. Strange Gordon, which was...
yes.
Interesting.
Which was strange.
Yeah, it was D Strange. It was definitely Def Strange. I don't know. Now this really made me angry.
Talk about it.
Yeah, Pirates moved Roberto Clemente's sign and replaced it with an ad. This is
bad look.
Oh my goodness.
Very bad.
Man,
look.
I wish we had Quinn Cantelli on here so he can tell us his reaction on this.
From Pirates fan himself.
Let me just.
I mean, yeah, that's not a good look at all. But I do have good news.
Oh,
they heard the backlash from it because of how bad it was, and they're putting it back up.
Yeah, the communications major, PR guy saw the backlash and was like, "Hey guys, maybe this,
yeah,
maybe this isn't a great idea."
I have a idea. Maybe we put our GOAT player ever back up instead of the ad that makes us a couple dollars.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
what was it? It was a Surfside tequila ad too. It's not
even worse.
Oh, but the sign was still okay. So I'm looking at the picture. The sign is technically still it's digitized or something like that on the left side.
Okay.
So it was in the same spot. I guess they moved it, but the fact that you want to make a tequila ad bigger than, once again, your GOAT player ever, maybe one of the greatest players ever, just not Pirates, right?
Yeah, he's up there.
He's always been one of my favorite players. I had a Roberto Clemente book or something like that when I was a kid, and I learned about him. Yeah, I mean, that, I don't know. It irked me. I didn't like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's literally taking down David Ortiz's number.
It's a very
right.
It's a very confusing decision to make.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they came about. They were all just in the room and they were like, yeah.
Maybe
we need money so bad to pay for Skeens' $1,800 billion extension in a few years that we're going to put some ads up and we're going to get rid of Roberto Clemente's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
I don't know. Maybe rent
Don't love it.
Maybe rent out to the apartment as an Airbnb, you know?
Yeah.
$400 a night, you could probably get something.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Do what the Jays do. They got a little hotel.
Yeah, you could build a hotel.
Come on.
There are better ways to do this.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That was crazy.
Okay, so we got Joey Gallo. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Big news for Vladdy.
That was a midnight call. Midnight notification.
Time.
Yeah. 14 years, $500 million for Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
14 years is so long. He's 26 right now.
Oh.
They're going to be paying him till he's 40. At the time he's 40, he's not going to be that good.
It's all of these, right? First of all, they were actually talking about it during the broadcast, Phillies Dodgers broadcast. Is Bryce Harper considered underpaid now?
I think most of the other players are more so overpaid. I think Because what is he, like 360-ish?
330, I think.
330. Maybe like a teeny bit underpaid, but at the same time, like that's a lot of money. He's a very solid player.
Yeah. I think Harper's worth it.
Yeah.
I think Trout's Trout's been injured.
Yeah. I'm at the time.
Yeah, but at the time of the extension, he was still like an injury-prone player, and then you're like, let's sign him for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't been, like, has he been good this year?
Yeah, he's always good when he plays. That's the thing. It's just that he's got to stay on the field. I don't think he's ever been.
He's hitting 188 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs, but it is very early.
We're like 10 games in.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody, I mean, he's a first baseman. He's not a Gold Glove first baseman. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, his defense is not outstanding.
So he'll be a DH.
He's really slow.
He's a good hitter, right? He'll be a DH, right? He'll probably be one of the greatest DHs to ever do it, but once he makes that switch.
Yeah.
But
I think
$500 million is just, over 14 years, is just insane to me.
I think if anything, it's more, it's like a branding thing, honestly. Like they want to have like the Vlad Guerrero Jr. like legacy attached to the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And they want the fans to like feel like, okay, this guy's like part of our fandom and our future, and like I kind of get it, but also like that seems like
I mean that's your guy, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is your guy for the Blue Jays, so it makes sense, but like for $500 million it's just way too much.
Yeah.
And if somebody was going to match that, then good for them,
I think there's a young first baseman at that level, maybe like not to the extent, but like there's talent out there that's more valuable.
Am I seeing
sure.
something that?
And also, like
there was a trade proposal sent from the Angels about Mike Trout.
I don't know. That could be fake.
Yeah, it could be. I'm.
But for future like signings and extensions, now the baseline price is basically like $500 million.
Yeah, it's insane.
Soto's getting 700 plus. Shohei's getting 700 plus. If Vladdy's getting 500 plus, there's going to be some other very good players who are going to definitely be asking for more than that. So I think it's a little bit tough for the small market teams because like I don't foresee them whipping out $600 million.
Yeah,
like, an up and coming stud. You got to sign them real young. Like
speaking of signing them real young, the Red Sox made 2 big extensions It wasn't last night. It was
a few days ago.
Garrett Crochet, I think it was 6 for 160, 6 or 7 for 160, 8 for 160.
I don't know.
Something like that. 6 or 7 years for $160 million. Just double check that.
And then who else did they sign?
Christian Campbell. That was 860, I think.
860.
8 years, $60 million, which is an absolute steal for Christian Campbell, especially with the way he's been playing. And he just hits the ball hard. Like, even his outs are like 105-mile-an-hour lineups to center field and then right field. He's going the other way with the ball. He's being patient at the plate.
Yeah, Crochet was 6 for 170.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good deal. I mean, now you have an ace for 7 years, right? For the Red Sox, that's how you got to look at it. Once again, kind of for the branding, too. It's like, okay, this is it now.
Yeah.
This is your guy. This is somebody whose jersey you can buy, and he probably won't be traded or leave.
Yeah.
Which is big for Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
Because we've been looking for that.
That is true. That's good. Yeah. I think from my side, I'm a little bit worried because I think Kyle Tucker's price just went way up after that. So if we want to have a chance of keeping Kyle Tucker, we're going to have to give him more money than we can fathom.
Yeah. That is... Yeah, and he's been playing very well, too.
Yep.
Possible MVP candidate.
He's looking very good. He's like top 5 in pretty much every stat you can look at. So,
moving on, though. and this is a debate that I wanted to have with you because it's starting to really get to me. Is the shift really banned if a line drive up the middle is still an out?
Yeah, this is something that you definitely is one of your pet peeves.
I hate it, dude. Because and I'll explain. Like in baseball, you're taught, and I kind of understand the argument. Like, oh, just hit the ball the other way.
Mm-hmm.
When it was like, you had a guy playing in right field or left field,
mm-hmm.
and you could just like, people think it's easy to just go the other way on a 100-mile-an-hour sinker inside, which is
not
almost physically impossible, right?
Hard to do.
And so okay, that's a conceivable argument that you can have, right? But for somebody to argue that like it's still okay, and what is a good like baseball play? Like you're taught to hit it up the middle, like stay up the middle of the field. It's a good swing. It's a good hit. Is now a ground out or a line out, right? Like 2 on, nobody out. You smoke a ball at the middle and it's caught. Right,
it's tough. It's tough, but at the same time, they did like in theory ban the shift. I know you can still play up the middle, but you can't play up the middle to the extent that you used to be able to. Like you can't stop.
You can't stand right behind second.
I don't think you can stop players, middle infielders, from playing up the middle.
Sure, you can.
You shouldn't, though. I don't think, because
okay,
if you got a guy on first base, you're cheating too. You're going to be really close to second base, especially if you're not on pull side. So already in and of itself, you kind of have a shift there naturally, just for like double play positioning.
Right,
and that's just part of the game.
Okay, so then make it so that you can only. So they're second baseman and shortstop. Let's say they're 45 feet away from second base and 45 feet away from third or first. Make it so that it's a 10-foot diameter that they can go either left or right and set up, and they cannot move from that position. Because that way it's like, base it up the middle still has a good chance of being a base it up the middle. And you're able to shift just a little bit, right, to what the statistics and the science say. But it's not taking away one of the best parts of the game, a base it up the middle.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting into that, though, then it's just, you're adding so much, like, you're going to have this rule that only applies on certain plays, like, you can only be 10 feet, then you got to, like, you basically have to add, like, a circle or something, which is, like, just a whole nother, like, facet to the game. Like, imagine like changing something about the foul lines. Like that's kind of what that feels like.
Okay.
Which is just a lot, and I don't know that it benefits the game all that much. Mm-hmm. I know it's satisfying to get a single up the middle, but at the same time, you can just hit it over their heads.
Yeah. Easier said than done, and like I feel like pitchers have so much like data now that they can put a pitch right where they want to.
Yeah.
If they're able to, and just control a whole lot.
Yeah.
Which is why like that argument of like when the argument originally came up with like, oh, just hit the ball the other way, like you can't.
Inside out hitting is not easy by any means, and like if somebody throws it, paints it on the inside corner, you're not going to put it on the opposite field unless you like break your bat
or your hand.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of ways to get hits.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of other pitches that you're going to see, hopefully, if you're not just swinging at everything.
Yep.
So I think it still is a valuable part of the game just to have like all the variability of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a thought that I had.
Yeah.
But one of my pet peeves is definitely seeing like a hard hit grounder, and the guy's just right there. Okay, we're gonna talk about kind of the things that happened since we last.
A little recap.
little recap.
We're going to split it up, like kind of first half of the week, first series, and then second half of the week, second series, since it's been a week since we've been out here.
Yeah, so O's Red Sox. Red Sox take 2 out of 3. That was a big step in the right direction for them. They had, started 1-4 or 1-5? I think it was 1-4. Yeah. They won opening day and then had lost 4 in a row. Last 3 of Texas, and then they lost opening day at home versus the Orioles. Opening day for the Orioles at their home ballpark. And then you come back and win the next 2. Devers is starting to get going a little bit. And,
last week's dud.
Yeah. But he finally, you could tell he was starting to get going, and then he finally got some hits in that second game there, and then you started to see it again the third game, and the offense started to kind of come alive a little bit. Crochet came back the second game and was just a lot better. And I feel like for an offense, when you have that kind of guy on the mound, it just gives you that much more confidence. It's like, let's go out there, let's give this guy 4 or 5 runs and secure ourselves a W. And so that's why I think that extension, and I think that the fact that the Red Sox got him is such a big deal. For sure. Let's go to the Twins White Sox. Twins take 2 out of 3.
Some AL Central mid-game.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not really a Twins fan, to be honest. But shout out Griffin Jacks, I don't know. And then Tigers Mariners. Tigers take 2 out of 3. The Gritty Tigs. First place in the AL Central as of right now. And then you can kind of talk about that first series recap there. Yeah,
we got a little NL action too. Only three strictly NL games. The Rockies and the Phillies. You could probably predict what happened here. Phillies sweep the Rockies. Outscored them 14-3, which is tough for the Rockies. I was actually.
I feel like there's a good offensive performance for the Rockies.
3 runs in 3 games. I was kind of Rockies hunting. In fantasy this week. I picked up 2 pitchers that were playing against the Rockies just because I knew they weren't going
I feel like
do anything against them. So shout out.
So Andrew, and smartly, but he's a waiver wire merchant. He'll drop and add players every day. Just matchups that he thinks are
play the game
best. But I think what I'm going to start doing is picking the guys up that you drop if they're like really, really good.
That's fair. I don't drop anybody that's like too good, but there's a few guys that I'm like, okay, they're doing well. They could continue to do well, but at the same time, I don't care that much.
But you just learned of a rule, right?
I did just learn of a very unfortunate rule that I can only get points for my first 12 starters, which is tough because even if you're not like day trading and picking up starters all the time, like you could still hit 14 starts in a week just with your normal starters. But yeah, that hurt me a lot because the last like Thursday through Sunday I didn't get any points for my pitchers, and I had some very good performances there, and I ended up losing by like 10. So
yeah, missed out on like 90 points.
I would have won by like 50 to 80 for sure. And I didn't know that, and it didn't take my best 12 either, which I was also upset about. I thought it would take the best 12, but no, just took the first 12.
The first 12, yeah.
And one of my first 12 was Merrill Kelly's negative 29 point performance to the Yankees. So
that was fun.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit, but it is what it is. Got a better understanding of the rules that I didn't know existed before.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bounce back. I'm gonna win this week, and we'll be good to go. Next series, Mets Marlins. Pretty average series here. Mets take 2 out of 3, then the Marlins win the game that Sandy Alcantara starts. So that's just pretty much exactly how I would draw it up. The next one was a fun one. Braves Dodgers. The Braves were going into the series, I think, winless, and the Dodgers were going into the series undefeated. The first 2 games the Dodgers took pretty handily, and then the third game the Braves were actually up, and then something crazy happened.
Yeah, I watched this live. It was sick.
I wasn't
Did you
watching
watch it?
live,
Okay.
no, but I did see a replay. I mean, the ball was crushed. Yeah, Ohtani hit a walk-off, basically, if you didn't know. And
It was unbelievable. It was like, you just knew. There are certain players, Raffy being one of them, but like there's certain players that you know every time they come up to the plate, like, okay, there's a chance here that something special is going to happen.
Yeah.
First pitch, he just roped it. And it was... I thought he got under it at first, but Ohtani's so strong that like he can get under it and he'll just fly.
True.
The ball just trampolines off of the bat.
Strong.
He doesn't need a torpedo bat.
True. But yeah, it was on his bobble night too. Bobblehead night.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The fans are gonna have like the most obscene, like not obscene, most amazing memory of that, because like wow, and that was to keep them undefeated 8-0, and I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, a record for MLB for a defending champion.
Yep.
To go
Nobody had
8-0.
ever started 8-0.
Crazy. Usually they got the World Series hangover, but not this time. This team's just really good, kind of unfair. Yeah. I can run through some interleague play.
Yep.
The Cubs played the A's. As a Cubs fan, this was awesome. We kind of beat down on them. 35-9 was the season. Not season. Series.
Was this
series total.
the Hap 1,000 career games as a Cub?
Hap hit his 1,000th career game as a Cub, which is, I think, somewhere between like 7th and 10th.
And then I think somebody threw up and in on him, right? Pavetta?
I don't know, actually. I didn't see that.
So it might have not been this series.
I don't think that was...
It might have been the next series that they had.
Yeah.
Yep, it was okay. It was Padres.
Say,
okay, yep.
Pavetta's
We'll talk about that in a second.
But yeah, so the Cubs swept there. That felt good for the Cubbies to get up. And then we got Royals Brewers. Brewers took 2 out of 3. Rangers Reds. The Rangers took 2 out of 3 from the Reds at home. So tough for the Reds. The Reds are up to a little bit of a brutal start. What are they, 2-7, I think?
And they lost 3 games in a row, 1-0.
Yeah, that was tough. And then as soon as you're like, okay, the Reds stink, they're going to not score runs, they score like 10 plus. So good for them, I guess. But that's besides the point. That's in the next series. All right, so now we're watching.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. Is this live?
Saddam? No, that was a replay. But now we're watching the Red Sox, Blue Jays. We're going to give you some live updates as the game goes along.
How about it? Where was I? Pirates Rays. The Rays win 2 out of 3. Nationals Blue Jays. The Jays sweep the Nationals. The Nationals, young team, not amazing, but they have been off to a particularly rough start. Dylan Cruz in particular, who's like their number 2 overall pick a year or 2 ago, has been really struggling, striking out a lot. So hopefully he picks it up and the Nationals start to do a little bit better. But we'll see. The Angels Cardinals. The Angels won 2 out of 3 here. One of my roommates is a Cardinals fan, so I like to poke fun at that every once in a while.
Nick Bugatti.
And Chris Hughes.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Both of them. Sad Cardinals fans. So is my dad. I don't know how that happened, but anyways, San Francisco sweeps the Houston Astros.
Speaking of a sweeper gets Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Rich man.
And so now the Blue Jays are paying Vlad $500 million to strike out on sweepers.
Brutal. Yeah. The Astros got swept by the Giants, but at the same time, on Baseball Reference, they're listed as the most likely team to win the World Series, which is absurd to me. But we can talk about that later if we want to. Anyways, Padres sweep the Guardians. That puts them at 7-0. And then the Diamondbacks get 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, which I was not expecting personally. But good for the Diamondbacks. Yeah, second half of the week. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. What do we got here? O's Royals. Royals take 2 out of 3. The Orioles only put up 4 runs. I feel like they're going to be a very back and forth kind of team this year.
Yeah, they're off to a tough start. I need them to pick it up a little bit.
Gunner's back though, correct?
Gunner's going to be back. I don't know. Is he back?
I think he is.
He is back.
And White Sox, Tigers. Shock to absolutely nobody. The Tigers swept them.
The White Sox are really bad.
Yeah.
But we all knew that was going to happen, so.
Yeah, it's hard to take AL Central teams seriously when they get to play the White Sox a lot.
Yeah, feels bad for the White Sox. Kind of the same for the Rockies over there in the West, but it is what it is.
Rangers sweep. Once again, the
Rangers.
Rays and Rangers, both teams that are going to be
Yeah,
up and down. But
Rangers
the Rangers
are
off to a hot
really good
start, man. I'll tell you what.
really
First
good
place,
start.
right? 8-2 or something.
believe
like
so.
that. Wow.
I don't know, it's 7 or 8. but
Wow.
they've only lost 2 games, and
And the 3-2 count.
Cubbies got the Rangers tonight.
Yeah,
So,
that's
game 1 of that series.
going to be a good
excited.
series.
I'm
That's
excited.
primetime baseball right there. There's a foul ball by Anthony Santander. Okay, so now we got Guardians, Angels. Angels take 2 out of 3. Angels, I feel like always start the year hot and then cool off.
Yeah.
But they look good.
Yeah.
And then Astros, Twins. Astros take 2 out of 3. Like I said, I mean, I'm not too scared of the Twins.
No.
Almost for the same reason of the Tigers, because they play the White Sox a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of one of those.
Talk to us about the NL
NL.
while I watch some Red Sox baseball.
Yeah, feel free to watch your team play while I talk about my team winning. So we had the Padres this past week.
Yeah, this was Hap's 1,000th game, and then
Yes.
Nick Pivetta was like, "Get in the box, bro," and then went up and in on him.
Disrespectful. But the at the time 7-0 Padres then lost 2 in a row, so shows him who's boss. The Cubs took 2 out of 3. We should have won 3 out of 3 and swept the undefeated Padres, but we choked pretty bad last night. We were up 7-6 going into the 8th and sold the bag, lost 8-7. So, it happens. It's baseball.
It does happen, and we'll talk about it.
Still first in the Central, though, so that's all you can ask for. 1 game at a time. The Diamondbacks played the Nationals, and the Nationals took 2 out of 3.
Oh.
So that's good for them. The Diamondbacks are they're struggling a little bit. They're back and forth, but yeah, the Dodgers and the Phillies. Phillies took 2 out of 3 there. Dodgers got their first 2 losses.
Nick Castellanos.
He hits a drive, and something bad is doomed to happen.
Yeah.
Marlins Braves, they split 2. Their third game, the Sunday game, got postponed. They each had 1 shutout, 10-0 shutout and a 4-0 shutout. And then the Reds Brewers took 3 out of 4 there. So that was good for them.
Oh, yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah, little interleague. You can cap it off here.
Cardinals, Red Sox. So, Red Sox sweep them. First game, kind of just, the Red Sox scored 12 runs in their home opener and
Beat down.
beat them, which was just great to see. Devers continued to kind of get going a little bit. And then they had a doubleheader
That they
because
did.
the second game was postponed. So Sunday, it was 1:35 and then a 7:10 start. So Red Sox are down 4-2, headed into the bottom of the 9th inning, and Ryan Hesley, one of the best closers in all of baseball, had not given up a run in his last 24 appearances, walked 4 guys, including Rafael Devers with the bases loaded, on a 3-2
Sheesh.
count to bring in the tying run. As that sweeper's across for a strike. Yeah, and then the Red Sox walk it off. Wilyer Breyer walked it off. Wilyer Breyer's just been...
He's been very good.
I
Off to a
mean,
very hot start.
If not Judge, I think he's the MVP. He might even be the MVP with Judge, but he's playing super, super well right now. And then second game of the doubleheader was just an absolute beatdown from the Boston Red Sox.
That was brutal. I was playing against Rafi Devers, too, in fantasy. So
22 points?
21, 22, some up there.
Ooh,
He's
man.
lighting me up a little bit, which stung. But Chapman actually got the win, and he's got 2 wins now as a reliever, which puts him tied for second place in the major leagues. And the first place reliever, he's a reliever with 3 wins. So no starting pitcher has more than the relievers, which
that's kind of funny.
I think it's funny.
I guess
Banda of the Dodgers,
relieving pitchers are
wins.
pitching more.
Yes,
than
but typically they don't get
right.
wins. So it's just a funny little stat.
We have an injury.
Ooh, not good.
That's Connor Wong, I think.
Connor Wong. But yeah, the Mets swept the Blue Jays. The A's take 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. The Sacramento, or not Sacramento A's. I think it's funny that they're just kind of the A's now. Like they don't say Sacramento on like any of the stats. It's just
the funny thing
A's.
is, so the Cape Cod League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chatham Anglers were originally the Chatham A's, and the A's sued. They sued Chatham because they were like, we don't want you using A's.
Do that, man.
So they had to switch them to the Anglers, and now they don't have a team. So it's kind of funny.
That is funny. Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates.
Yeah, but they lost in
Extras, right?
Extras, yeah. To Tommy Pham, who was hitting like .83 or something.
You hate to see it. And then the Giants swept the Mariners. Back-to-back sweeps for the Giants puts them at 8-1, which is the highest win percentage in the MLB. The Dodgers are 9-2, but they have a better percentage winning. So, and then they go to play 3 against the Reds this week. So they are looking good, which I am a little bit surprised about. But
the Giants, once again, I feel like they're always one of those teams that kind of always. Yeah,
they're up and down for sure.
Now it's time for maybe my favorite segment. Studs and duds, studs and duds, studs and duds and studs and duds. Duds and studs, sometimes studs and sometimes duds. Duds and studs.
That was a full audible.
Yeah, we can...
Kind of like that, though.
We can work on that.
Could use some instrumental,
it
was
kind of...
It'll play.
Play. You know what? If you guys want to edit that and turn it into...
Yes.
Like a song, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wow, Alejandro Kirk pops up with the bases loaded. Cassis cannot get there.
It's in the dugout.
It's 0-1. You want to start off with your stud here?
Yeah, I can start it off. Mine is Carson Kelly, Chicago Cubs. A little bit biased, but I had to shout him out because he had the first cycle of the year. And he's been pretty hot these past 7 days. He's been 6 of 12 hitting, which includes 2 homers, a triple, a double, a single.
And a cycle.
Which was actually the first Cubs cycle in 32 years since Mark Grace. So quick math on that, 1993, I think. Actually, there's a little video about that on the channel. Check it out. But yeah, he also walked 6 times, so he's been seeing the ball well, hitting the ball well, and 10 RBIs throughout the last 7 days. So shout out Carson Kelly, catcher for the Chicago Cubs. He's my stud for the week.
Also, shout out to Tyler Soderstrom.
GOAT.
From
Sacramento A's legend.
Sacramento A's. He's just been playing really well. He's hitting .350 with 4 bombs, 8 RBI. I mean, he's on another level right now. And then the Astros the A's have another guy that is playing very, very well right now. I'm kind of blanking on his name a little bit, but we'll get that for you here in a sec. But yeah, they're not playing as bad as, they're 4-6, which is on pace for what we predicted. Yeah.
It's a very okay team,
Oh, that's
not
for sure.
good.
Jacob Wilson, yeah. Kid hit he hit like 400 in the minors and then was called up, and then his first game last year he tore his ACL or something like that. But he's back now. I don't know, just a couple of guys that they have, they're just ball players, right? Lawrence Butler's a ball player. Brian Rooker's a ball player. You got a guy in the minors for him, for the A's that's a baller as well. Ball player, so I don't know. Maybe the A's, they might not make a run this year, but maybe give them like 2 or 3. I think, the right pieces.
I think they have a sneaky bright future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go to my dud here.
Duds.
Andy Pages.
Oof.
I don't even need statistics for this. Just the fact that he is on a team like the Dodgers. I don't feel like he even deserves to be on a team like the Dodgers.
The super team.
He's a good defender, but I saw him just get absolutely turned around on a basic fly ball the other day. So,
Yeah.
be that as it may, but
Yeah.
he's just not good. As there's a line drive in the left field,
Ooh,
it's gonna get down. That's gonna be a triple.
He's gonna run.
Whoa,
Ooh. Double.
Jenks. He did not run to third, which is interesting. Because it's Gino Duran, who led the MLB in triples and doubles last year. It's a very small list of people that have ever done that. He might have actually been the first. I'm not sure. But yeah, Andy Pages.
If you want some stats, he's hitting 0.053 in the last week, which is 1 hit and 19 at bats and 5 strikeouts.
It's
rough to say the least.
Like, you can't find anybody in that system that's better than Andy Pages.
I'm sure they do, and I'm sure they would love to showcase them so they can.
Here's Rafael Devers. We're gonna kind of do a live.
Raffy Devers. I'm gonna talk about my dud a little.
Sure, go ahead. No,
After the first pitch comes in, right down the middle, fouled back.
That was smoked back foul.
But my dud this week is Austin Riley, young thick. He's just been struggling. He's also on my fantasy team, so I've noticed it a little bit more. But this past week he was 3 for 21 with 10 strikeouts, which just stings a little bit because he's usually a very solid player, very solid hitter.
Devers ground ball to second base, does his job, moves the runner over to third, and Jared Duran's on third with 1 out.
That's good baseball. Austin Riley's been struggling a little bit, but I mean he's a good player. He's very consistent, and he'll throw it back around in the back half of the season for sure.
I feel like he's a second half player.
Yeah. Hopefully he's just like not a first week player, and then next week he'll be great. But yeah, looking forward to seeing the rest of his season. But he's my dud for the week. Bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a couple of guys that could be in that spot too. Connor Wong's been awful. I think he's like 0 for 8 with the bases, like with runners in scoring position, which is
rough.
Kind of unacceptable in my opinion. Like, he kind of had to be better than that.
Yeah. It's not an easy sport, but at the same time, you need to get the job done.
Oh man, Bregman popped up.
That's tough.
Please don't strand Jaron Duran.
I found so I mentioned the Astros being the favorite to win the World Series earlier. I found these interesting stats on Baseball Reference. Their predictions and their most likely scenarios. If we want to talk about that a little bit, it popped out to me because they have the Cubs as the first seed in the NL, which I would love to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. And they also have the Padres beating out the Dodgers in the division, and the Dodgers being a wild card team, which is just like all of that together is like very confusing to me.
Yeah. And
the Astros are the favorite to win the World Series and the favorite to get the top seed in the AL, which I also just don't think is going to happen. I don't know. What do you think of this?
I mean, Tigers, I don't think they're going to be the division winners. I think the Royals are going to be the division winners.
Yeah.
Mariners is a wild card. I think they might win that division. Royals, and I feel like Royals and Tigers, though, you can interchange, but
yeah.
Tampa Bay Rays is a wild card, so I assume that means the Red Sox.
That means
the Red Sox or Orioles don't.
That means the Rays would be second in the East. I don't think they're beating out both the Orioles and the Red Sox. I think they're third in that division at best.
And they might not even beat out Toronto.
Toronto's playing pretty well to start. So, I don't know. These are interesting.
As here's a 3-0 count to Tristan Casas.
I'm wondering where they get there. Like what's the data that goes into this scenario? That was a great pitch.
Good pitch. Yeah, I don't know. It almost feels like they're doing it just to be like, oh look, we're different. You know, like. But it's baseball reference.
There's definitely data behind it. I just wish I knew what the data was.
I don't know. Maybe they were like, wait a minute, Andy Pages is the Dodgers' starting center fielder. There's no way they can. But the Astros, it's like, in no way or shape or form are they set to make a deep playoff run. Yeah. What a play, man. Dude, you gotta run, dude.
Mean, they have...
Hard 90s, sorry.
They have the Astros, Cubs, and Padres as the only teams above 10% chance to win the World Series. And that... To have the Dodgers as the 5th most likely team seems off.
Yeah, this is the kind of website that would put Wilson Contreras in the top 5 catchers in baseball.
He's also on my fantasy team.
You haven't dropped him yet?
No, I haven't because he has to start hitting. I might drop him soon though. I'm getting to that point. He doesn't even have positive points on the season. He's been striking out so much. I might just punt on catchers and just not play catchers because they're all losing me points.
That's gonna wrap things up today, I think.
Yeah, that's all I got.
It was a good episode.
Good ep.
That was fun.
Time to hit the showers.
Yep, we're hitting the showers, trotting the bases.
Doing the thing.
Yeah.
Hit the clubhouse.
Yep.
Hit the Kwan. Stephen Kwan.
Yeah, shout out to Stephen Kwan.
Anything else?
No, I think that's going to be all.
Sweet.
We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.